Okay, so here we are on our second piece, and this is the average calculation that we're going to do this time. Now, if you see AVCO, unless they specifically say that it is the average for the period, you're going to use the cumulative average. Okay? So the average cost here, this is the template that I would use for this. We don't need the remainder because our total will always be the remainder. We don't need to worry which batch that we sell things from because we are selling at an average price all the time. Okay, so what I would do with this one is I would say, okay, I would have my date. Beside my dates, I would put in whether it was a purchase or a sale, just for my own reference here, purchase or sale. And after every purchase, I would leave a space because I'm going to have to total that because I'm going to have to work out a new average. So let me explain that to you one more time. Every time you make a purchase, you work out the average, and every sale between purchases is at that average then. Okay, so this sale here in June and this sale here in July, they're both going to be at the cost of 42. Okay, then I make a purchase here and I'm going to calculate a new average, and then this sale is going to be at that average, and so on. So let's just work our way through it. So I've already put in the 148 at 42 coming to a total of 6216. My sale then is going to be 30 units, actually minus 30 units. They're going to be at 42. So my total there is going to be, as we saw before, minus 1260. My next sale is going to be 90. Again, it should be minus 90, shouldn't it? At 42, and that's going to give me minus 3780. And my next purchase then in August is 40 units at 50, and we know that's 2000. So what we're going to do then is we're going to total this one. Underline and underline. We're going to total these. Okay, and we're going to total these. Okay, so we see that we have 68 left with a total value of 3176. Okay, so my new average is going to be equal to 3176 divided by 68. Okay, 3176 divided by 68. Okay, so my new average is going to be 4671. So what I want to say to you there is that my next sale is going to be at the 4671, and that sale in August was 43. And you see again, I don't care which batch these came from because I'm using the average. Okay, so it's equal to this one by this one. Okay, then I've got a purchase again. Okay, and my purchase this time is my September purchase, 92 at 43. Okay, 92 at 43. So the total that it cost me for those 92 was 3,956. So again, as I've said to you, every time you come to a purchase, you're going to total and get yourself a new average. So that's equal to 68 minus the 43 plus the 92, and the same here. Okay, so what have I got left at the moment? I have 117 left, and the value of those 117 is the 5123.47. Okay, 5123.47. Now, again, I'd be saying to you, really, the pence here doesn't matter, but you might notice if you go to the solutions that they've actually ignored the cents and then they've rounded and they've done some funny stuff. But in any case, what we're going to say here is that the new average after this purchase is equal to the 5123.47 divided by the 117. Okay, and that's giving me 73.79 as my average. So again, I've got a sale followed by a sale. They're all going to be at the same value. That's 43.79, 43.79, and the sales numbers are 38 and 45. Okay. Next we have our final purchase, which was that 49. The value of those were 46. The total that we paid for that 49 was 2254. And again, as before, we come to a purchase, so we're going to total what we have left, and we're going to divide. So that's equal to that, plus that, plus that, plus that. And this one is equal to that, plus that, plus that, plus that. Okay, so now we have 83 left. The total value of those 83 that we have left on the floor is 3,742.90. So the average is equal to the total divided by the number of units, and that is 45.10. Okay, so 45.10. Finally, we sold 50 out of that. We'll be at the 45.10. Okay, and that's where we get our closing figure. Now we already knew from our last calculation that we're going to have 33 left. Okay, so if we have anything different here, the number of units won't change. It's only the value of those units that's going to change. Okay, so we already knew that we were going to have 33 left. Okay, the value of the closing stock is 45.10 because we haven't changed the value. We haven't had another sale since the last purchase. So 45.10. Okay, and that's equal to. So the value under average is 14.88. Okay, so under average is 14.88. Now, let's just go back to that question. So in FIFO, we have 33 units left with a value of 15.18. Under AVCO, we have 33 units left with a value of 14.88. Okay, so that's your AVCO, but there was a little bit more in this question that you had to think about. Let me pull this back across for you. It said that the net realisable value of each unit of inventory is estimated at €49. Now, given that net realisable value, calculate the inventory valuation under FIFO and under AVCO. Okay, so minimise that for a second. I'm just going to bring in here that the inventory valuation, the inventory in units is 33 regardless. Okay, so with 33 units left. Under FIFO, the value of each unit was, under FIFO, the value of each unit was 46. Okay. Now, under AVCO, under AVCO, we have the value of each unit was, we see it up here, we see it as being 45.10. Okay, and it says that the net realizable value is, where's my question gone again? Net realizable value is 49. Okay, so that being the case then, all I want to say to you is that the net realizable value is higher than both the AVCO value and the FIFO value. So if we take inventory, the inventory valuation for each one of those, we'll say it's equal to, under FIFO it's equal to 46 multiplied by 33. Under AVCO it's equal to 45.1 multiplied by 33. And under net realizable value it's equal to 49 multiplied by 33. Okay, so they're the three values under FIFO, AVCO and net realizable value. So if you're using FIFO, do you remember that the rule is that you value inventory at the lower of cost and net realizable value. Okay, so at the lower of the two. So if you're using FIFO, the FIFO value is lower, so the value that you would choose is the 1518. Okay, if you were using AVCO, again 49 is higher than 45.1, so you can see that the value under AVCO is lower than the net realizable value, so you would also use 1488. Okay, so my point to you there then is that in either case the net realizable value that you were given was higher than either the average or the first in first out, and therefore you would have used for your part B of that question, you would have used 1518 under FIFO, and you would have used 1488 under AVCO. Okay, so that was the last piece of that question. They just asked if 49 was the net realizable value, what value would you put on the inventory under FIFO and under AVCO? And you just had to remember that it's the lower of cost or net realizable value. That's what you want to use, the lower of those two. And if you're looking at the lower of those, then that's always going to be, in this circumstance, because each unit is worth lower than 49, so therefore you would use the inventory valuation for FIFO, not NRV, or you would use the valuation for AVCO, not NRV. Okay, so that wraps up that question.